Hey, what's up, guys? Oh,
Yes,
here,
guys.
hold on. Readjust a little bit. Apparently,
I'm a little off screen.
Yeah, just
go
push
ahead
it
and
up a
scoot
bit.
this over a little bit.
Yeah. Hey. It's been about a month and a couple days since we last did one of these Ettincast. We've got a little bit to share with you guys about quite a few different things. Today we'll be talking about some of the conceptualization that we started for Cyber Dread, our new game that we're working on. As well, we're going to be talking about a little brief bit about the Xbox port that we're working on for Circus Interstellar. And as well, we have some new plans for expanding our YouTube channel that we've been kicking around. So, yeah, before we begin, go ahead.
Before we before we start though, don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. Hit the bell notification so you can keep up with our stuff, and give us a like as it helps out tremendously.
Okay. Do you want to start on? So we're going to be talking about the conceptualization stuff that we've been working on right now for Cyber Dread first. We kind of got mostly we got a good summary of kind of the story we're going to be working on, which Matt will be reading off first. Or do you want to do that first?
No, we're going to wait for people to come in.
Yeah.
So,
okay, sounds good. So want to show off the art first then?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we can show off the art. Well, I guess first, since we're waiting for people to come in, we'll just wanted to say that I'm going to go onto our store, the Ettincast Square Shop, and I'm going to go ahead and put all of our items up for
Black Friday.
sale for Black Friday.
Yeah.
I forgot to do it sooner, so I'm going to do it either today or tomorrow. Probably tomorrow. But yeah, so we stocked up the comic book again. We still have physical copies, and for those who haven't seen it, here it is. And there you go. And it has a bunch of goodies in it. And we also restocked our Life's a Circus t-shirts.
I love those shirts.
This one's mine because I didn't get one the last time we printed them. So Life's a Circus t-shirts are restocked as well. Says Life's Circus on the sleeve. Says Circus Interstellar on the sleeve, Life's a Circus on the front. And yeah, it was pretty cool. So we restocked those. Mm-hmm. We got a bunch of our shirts as well that we still have stock of. Mm-hmm. Our older ones that you guys already saw. And
so you're going to be doing that Black Friday sale tomorrow, starting
tomorrow.
Going to the end of the month.
I'll go ahead and do it, and it'll be towards the end. Going to the end of the month. And so that's if you type in on Google Ettincast Square Shop or Ettincast Online Shop, you'll find our Square Shop. You can also go to our website ettinsoft.com, and you'll find the link to the shop there. I will probably leave one down below in the description too.
I already put it in there, so we're all
okay. Yeah, so just look down in the description. You'll find all the links to our website and all that stuff.
So you ready to kick it off, and we'll start showing conceptualization stuff?
Yep.
All right. So the first things first, we got some concept art that I've been working on. We'll start with the player first, showing off the player art. So we got the player, and we got a couple of enemies that we've come up with for designs right now. And then we'll be showing off just a couple pictures we were finding that for reference that we've been using. These aren't made by us, but they kind of give a good idea of the vibes that we're wanting to hit.
And the colors, and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
also, before we start that, just because everybody else that we watch on YouTube does it, and we really we like it, do it too. We made mixed drinks. Mm-hmm. So this is I believe it's called 40 degrees vodka or something like that. It's like huckleberry vodka mixed with a huckleberry syrup and lemonade. So my mom showed us this, so I'm trying it out because it's really delicious. It was delicious really last time. So
let's kick it off. We'll show off first the some of the concept art. Let me pull them up right quick. Okay, there we go. So the first
Did
one.
you send a message to?
Yeah, I already let them know.
Okay.
Yeah. So the first one we got. This is the player for Cyberdread. This is.
There he is.
Yeah.
What's up,
Yeah.
Rascal?
Sorry. The stream. I hit go live in OBS, and then it just did what it always does, and it lagged for a moment. And then
clicked it again.
And I was like, okay, so it didn't work. And I don't know how many times I'm going to fall for this trick, but I hit go live again, and then it loaded up the go live, and then it ended the broadcast. And I was like, fuck. So,
Every time. Never fails.
yeah, hopefully I can
Also,
stop doing that tomorrow.
Cheers, Rascal.
Yeah. So the first thing we got is this is the concept art for the player. His name is going to be Victor. So this is the player that basically you've been kind of infected with a virus. The helmet that's on his head right now is it's been infected with this virus that when your character puts it on, he goes from being Victor, which is his name, to I think we call him Vi, right?
Vi.
That's how we're pronouncing it.
Yeah,
So it's Vi.
I believe so. Yeah, it's Vi.
Yeah, and basically, you're an artist that has. Matt will explain a lot of the story later, but to kind of give a gist, you are an artist that
gets fired
from his job. Yep.
His job gets taken over by AI, and they throw him in a dumpster, and then you walk down the road, you find the helmet, and you pick it up and put it on, and then it turns you into a killing machine.
Yeah.
So
and
I'll explain more of that when we go to read this story. But go ahead.
Okay. So basically, your character is going to be very colorful, poppy. I kind of drew.
Yes, like Steve Vai.
Yeah.
Sorry. I saw it.
So when I colored him, this is kind of the idea that we were having originally, right? Where it was going to be very poppy, and this might still be what his colors look like in the end. But we kind of decided after when I started the enemy concepts, which don't have color right now. You'll see them in a little bit. We kind of had a change of mind. Oh yeah, thank you.
I couldn't see my face at all. I was like,
I forgot to turn on that
shadow
light.
creature.
But we kind of had a change of direction on how we want to do colors in the game. So depending on how his colors like merge and work with the other ones and still make you pop out, we might change the direction of how that all works. So your colors right now, this is kind of just a concept art of it. But yeah, so I really enjoyed. So we actually, this came from a few different concepts we had. Let me pull them up right quickly. Concept art. Okay, so originally, here's what kind of some of the ideas that I came up with. These are quick sketches with quick colors, and I really liked certain aspects of each one. I didn't feel like either one really was
the perfect
blend
character that we wanted.
Yeah. So, but I managed to I took a little bit of the first one, a lot of the third one, and then most a lot of it was blended into the
pieces,
fifth
like
one. Right
everything.
There.
Yeah. Those Converse.
Some of these,
loved,
some of these I found they might work better with the background characters, the civilians that are walking around the city,
or the second
and stuff.
player. We're debating on if we want to do a different character entirely for the second player.
Mm-hmm.
Which, if we do, his name will be Russell, and when he is a virus, it'll be shortened to Russ. Which
Russ, super creative. So that's kind of the. So after boiling down all that, we got this guy right here. So I'm really happy with it so far.
I love that like bee-colored hoodie thing he's got.
Yeah, the striped hoodie.
Yeah,
I really like that one too. Not much of a hoodie, it's more like a pull, kind of like
those ones that
squeeze the neck.
Like the one I got where the neck has the strings in it.
Yeah,
you pull those tight.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, and then Matt really wanted the Converse kind of design in there. So
I really liked
in
Cyberpunk 2077. The shoes you start with are like the coolest looking shoes, and they have no stats. And it's Vi's Converse or whatever. Vi's shoes.
You know what I forgot to add?
So, we put them in on the character. What?
You know what I forgot to add on there though is I forgot I wanted to do this with the shoes. See how I got the lights there?
Oh yeah.
So
that's
when
right.
I go
yeah.
back, when I go and finish this, I'm gonna have to make sure to get those lights in there, because yeah, that's just cool.
This guy's McDonald's socks on.
Yeah. So that's the player, and that's kind of what we got for an idea. I really like his helmet. I really like the way that came out. The mohawk was real sweet, and yeah. So and I kind of base is like some of the things. He's very much inspired by like what's his name? Dang it, I'm spacing it. You got Venom and Carnage.
Yeah,
he's
Venom
kind of
and Carnage.
he's kind of got a lot of Carnage inspiration, because when he's moving around, he's going to be very like bestial, like
rabid.
So, yeah, rabid and like kind of like hunched over and like
like a predatorial monster or whatever.
Yeah, and so that's kind of the idea there, and yeah, I think it'll look really cool. I can't wait to get down to the sprite work. So, which yeah, when we do this, all the concept we're planning on having all the concept stage done in January. So like all of December we'll be busting this out, and
heck, we might even what I was kind of thinking of doing is starting on my part of the textures and stuff like that, because I feel like I'm gonna get to a point where I'm just kind of want to go like let's just start making textures and stuff. So I'll probably start that before January, but doesn't really matter. January is the where our kind of like cutoff date for conceptualization.
Yeah. One thing with the concept of the game so far that we've changed a lot is so to kind of give a brief kind of rundown again of like what the game's kind of style is going to be. It's going to be like if you took Tron and you mixed it with Major Havoc, and then a little bit of Hotline Miami in there as well. And so it'll be mostly a platform side view. Oh yeah, lots of Mega Man 2 in there, because we were coming up with enemy designs.
Mega Man X specifically.
Yeah. We were coming up with enemy designs, and we were like, we really like the way that Mega Man does it, where they've got like just crazy enemies like risers and stuff like that. Major Havoc was fun, but I always felt like it's more of just running through a maze, and the enemies are just kind of like obstacles. You touch them, you die, kind of thing. Yeah,
you don't really fight.
Yeah,
it's more of just like they're just hazards in the level.
And so, so we wanted to kind of change that a little bit by, throwing in a little bit of Mega Man in there with the enemy designs. So speaking
as well as platforming too. Yeah, and traps.
Yeah, and in between that, you'll be doing like kind of like Major Havoc, where in Major Havoc you start and you're on this like thing where you're shooting the ships, kind of doing like a shoot 'em up, almost like what is that, space invaders kind of thing, right, where you're down on the bottom. But what we wanted to do was take Tron, where you're on the bike and you're riding, you got a little speed light right behind you that you can cut enemies off and kill them. And originally that was going to be a lot bigger. But then we're realizing, okay, well, we got to keep the scope down. This is only our second big game, and so we're gonna. That's gonna be kind of like just in between stages. And
but the real meat of the game, is going to be the platforming, beat 'em up kind of style.
Yeah. So switching between depending on like what you do. Like you'll do that little Tron scene. And then you'll do like a little Akira slide. If you don't know what the Akira slide is, he turns the bike to the side, sticks his foot down and slides, but you'll be able to you'll be dodging like walls and stuff, trying to get to through the gate, right? And then once you get through the gate, it'll swipe the screen and you'll see, or it'll switch to the side view, because your character will be like basically crashing his bike or whatever, and then getting up, running into the base, you're trying to go between cores, right? So when Matt explains the story, it'll make a lot more sense. But you're going between these cores for this big old city called Hubris, and each core you'll go through and fight a bunch of enemies, get to the end, fight a boss. It'll be like Mega Man, where it locks you into a room, and then you fight a boss, and then when you kill the boss, it's kind of like Major Havoc, where when you kill or when you destroy the core, the base starts to count down a detonation, and then you have to get out of there, and we'll open up another secret or another pathway where you'll go through fight enemies as fast as you can, and get and then burst through a window of some sorts, fall down, land on your bike, take off, and then we start the scene over again, where now you're on the Tron-like scenes. So that's kind of the gist of the direction of what we're thinking with the gameplay design. So
Rascal says, if you don't know the Akira slide, then you don't know anime.
yeah, pretty much
Accurate.
Yeah. They literally
yeah, like so many anime and media in general, they actually reference the Akira slide a lot. Even in Pokemon,
they
reference the Akira
Jenny
slide
or whatever.
With Jenny, Officer Jenny.
Yeah.
Ridiculous, but
So
I love it. But yeah, so this is the main character. But then we also Stefan did a couple other.
There you
go. Sorry, I didn't realize you were in Photoshop.
So this is kind of the idea of what we're doing with the grunts, right? So this is one of the what do you call them again? They're like the antibodies or antivirus or whatever of the system, right? So.
Oh, I don't remember what I said it was.
You have it in the story, right?
Yeah,
okay, cool. So this guy is like a basic grunt, right? So this is like the meat of what you'll be fighting. Guys kind of like this, right? Where these are so basically people that have been have given up themselves, right, to this the machine, right? The overlord.
Gosh, maybe we should have explained the story if you're going through all this.
Well, it's kind of inevitable because like we gotta share the stuff.
Yeah.
But we'll
share all this
over
first. We'll go ahead and share the story afterwards. But
kind of giving little tidbits.
Really should have shared it before.
It's okay. It's okay. In the end, it's okay because we're giving little tidbits of the story, and then we're gonna share the whole kind of summary without spoiling or any of that stuff of what we got. We cut it down to the meat. And so so this is kind of your grunt, right? He'll just run around. Don't quite know his movements yet. There may be multiple variants of this guy. But he's kind of just your regular dude. So basically, the people that give up their soul or whatever to the machine, they get transformed into kind of robots.
Scroll down just to see what it said. Their name was. They are the Omni Guard.
So this is the Omni Guard. They protect the Omni Soul, which is the big baddie of the game. So that's our normal grunt. Then we got a beefed up, buff kind of grunt, right?
Kind of like
with
the
big sword arm. Yeah,
it's like a tank.
Yeah,
unit.
I gave him like a very kind of, just big pauldrons, big arm to like block himself. Maybe he'll block your projectiles and then charge up a sword attack and slide at you or something. Don't know quite yet. I still want to make adjustments to his sword arm. I feel like it's a little slightly too dinky compared to the big muscular body he's got. He probably needs a little bit of bulk here on his arm.
It's mostly on that little noodle he's got right there.
I like the way the head came out.
I love that.
They all have this
it's like a vacuum cleaner.
Yeah, well, I was thinking like he's got the pins. Oh, you're talking about the top. Yeah, it does kind of look like that.
Looks like kind of like a vacuum cleaner.
And then I gave him like kind of like pincers, right? Like
oh, is that what that is?
Yeah, they're kind of like praying mantis, like pin. What?
So are they actually gonna open up?
Yeah. Originally, when I drew it, it wasn't. But the more I look at it, the more I'm like, oh, those should totally like open up. When he does like an attack, he'd be like, and then like charge at you or something.
Attack, he's gonna open them up and then charge it, hit you.
Again, maybe big hilt on the sword to buff it up.
Yes,
I think that's a great idea. Yeah,
because it looks really cool, but I do think that maybe it's a little dinky. Maybe his blade should be bigger too. Right?
Yeah,
maybe it's like a girthier blade. Kind of like a fucking cloud sword.
Oh,
right?
The Buster Sword.
The Buster Sword.
Yeah, I think that'd be good. Are you saying the blade should be bigger
too?
The
blade and the hilt. Yeah.
Now you're talking like wider, right?
Wider.
Yeah. Okay. I can do that.
Something that just seems like it's going to do a lot more damage.
Yeah, I agree.
Although I'd be sure that would do a lot of damage.
Oh, yeah, especially with the power he's going to be charging. Yeah. So, this guy will be mostly like probably melee a lot, but there may be variants. Like we're thinking with all the enemies, there might be color variants that also have special different moves and everything. Maybe one that charges up a blade and charges at you, like slides at you, like we were thinking, and maybe one that does like a charge with his blade and then slashes it out and sends like a wave at you.
Oh, that'd be cool.
Yeah. One thing we want to do is really just focus on simple enemies that are, their
When
difficulty
you
comes
throw
in,
different
yes.
enemies together,
Yeah.
it makes it
Yeah,
more
and
difficult,
depending on
right?
the area you place him. Like, I could see the slash guy being much more of a pain if he's standing on the ledge or something, and maybe you have some riser enemies before him or something, and like when they rise up, which I don't have the riser done yet, unfortunately, but they're gonna have enemies that kind of like have legs that kind of when you shoot at him or something, maybe he takes a bit of damage and then he jumps up, and then you can't, like, your projectiles go underneath him unless you jump and shoot at him. But then he'll like blast something at you or whatever. We don't not quite full idea on that one yet. Just started drawing
still
him.
coming up
but
with stuff.
Yeah. So depending on where they're placed, we'll make them more difficult. Depending on who you have around them, we'll make them more difficult. But we really want to go rather than complex enemies. We want to go simple again, because we really thought, that older games with simple designs, in a lot of ways, sometimes they can be funner. Because they're easy to learn. Kind of hard to master fighting them sometimes, because depending on the area they're placed. Very Mega Man style, where they place an enemy down on next to you. He's easy. You kill him a few times. Then they show you, but if you change the location of
where
him,
you can't just jump over and be on the same platform as him. Like Mega Man does a lot of stuff where there's this one level, you guys probably know it, in Mega Man X, where you have to climb up a bunch of ladders. And there's a lot of platforms above those ladders. They'll take enemies that usually can be pretty simple, and they'll put them on a platform to where you have to jump up and shoot at them or something. And because of their placement, they now have the advantage over you. And so now when they do their simple attack, it's a lot harder to avoid, because you have to jump up to shoot them and stuff. So like we'll be doing stuff like that, where we place enemies in specific locations.
Yeah, maybe some traps here and there to make it where, like, okay, if you jump, you have to control your jump, that way you can hit them, but you won't hit like the damage above you or whatever.
Which will probably be a lot like Mega Man, where the longer you hold the jump button, the further up you jump.
It's kind of what I was thinking,
and once you let go, he pretty much drops straight down. Yeah,
exactly. Not so much like Super Ghouls and Ghosts or something, where you click it and it jumps all the way up. That's hard as hell. That's hard sometimes.
Where it's like dedicated jumps.
Yeah, exactly. So ready for the next
dropper?
One? Yep. All right, so the next one is a simple small guy. This is the dropper. They're not as big as they look on here. They're going to be actually quite small, and these guys have suction cup feet that allow them to traverse through up walls, on ceilings, on the ground in front of you, and there'll be multiple variants of him. There might be an explosive one. There might be one that stuns you. There might be one that when you hit him, it creates a something to block your progression, something to try and slow you down. But if you get good enough, you can blast them, maybe even stop other enemies or hurt other enemies in the area, and then hop over it or whatever, stuff like that. So he's a very simple guy, but and I think
also,
I do need to beef up his design a little bit.
I believe, possibly, but I kind of like what you got going on here. His eye is going to rotate.
It'll go up and down
around him. So one of the variants we were thinking was that he'll stick to roofs, and then he'll shoot a little laser out of his eye. Like you'll see his eye kind of charge up, and he'll shoot a laser out of it.
They're like moving turrets in a way.
Yeah, exactly, like little moving turrets.
So that's the dropper. None of these guys have like super creative names yet. I just kind of like came up with a concept for them, an idea of the enemy type, and then kind of drew something based off of that idea. So later we will have more creative names for them, but for now that's kind of simple,
super basic shit.
So then we got the flying shooter enemy. So
I love this one.
So she is a robot that will fly up and be able to like zip around. Trying to think of an example of an enemy in a game that did that. You kind of get the idea. She flies up, and by the way, all the enemies are, if you touch them, you'll get damage from them, kind of like Mega Man, but they also have special moves that can attack you too. Maybe she'll leave like a trail behind her or something that if you touch the trail, you'll get hurt too.
How about when she does a dash? That leaves the trail.
Yeah, and then she might like fly up. She might even be like one of the like slightly more advanced enemies, where she'll just have like
she looks like a special unit.
Yeah, she does. So maybe she'll like fly up and then like blast at you and then like zip forward, leaving a trail. Maybe she'll zip upwards in the way of like a jump or something, and you have to time your jump right or kill her. And maybe while you're trying to fight her and trying to stand there and shoot her, maybe we have those little dropper guys walking slowly behind you, trying to add a little bit of pressure, to get you to make the jump or kill her quickly. So that's kind of the idea here.
Kind of reminds me of this girl a little bit.
Oh yeah. That's actually that's where I got a lot of the inspiration was from like Zone of the Enders. They got this enemy.
I don't know if you guys are gonna be able to see.
I'll switch the camera view right quick.
Camera view.
Okay.
We kind of based her off of this chick from. I don't know if you're gonna be able to see it very well.
Zone of the Enders.
Zone of the Enders.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that very well because it's kind of blurry.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, we kind of based off of her because she looked pretty badass.
Oh yeah.
We love that game, so we were gonna probably take a lot of inspiration from that game as far as the robots go. They have one robot in it that I would love to incorporate into this game if we could just figure out like what the enemy does. But there's like this like octopus looking guy. He's like a boss.
That's who I was actually planning. Okay, it's unfinished, but I'll show you a little bit about what I'm working on. I literally only have his head though. So like this is kind of what an idea of like the riser enemy, right? That Matt's talking about. That's gonna look kind of octopusy. That sounded bad when I said that.
That doesn't sound good at all.
But they'll have like maybe his riser legs. I'm still figuring it out, but maybe his riser legs will be an octopus kind of tentacle-like design, right? Like metallic tentacles that he sits close to the ground and like crawls at you, and then when you shoot him, his legs go whoop, and he like pushes himself off the ground and up higher, and then that little barrel that I'm drawing on his face, which I might make into 3-barrel design, it will like a Gatling gun style, like shoot lasers at you or something. Like
I got him pulled up, but it's a little bit of a small picture, so
I'll switch back to this one because this one's finished. But
yeah. Anyway, though, I believe that's the enemies we got right
now.
Right?
That's all the enemies I have right now. I have been kind of caught up between this and just other responsibilities, trying to work on that Circus Interstellar port, which I will talk about in a little bit
later.
But one thing I really want to say is I really like the way the head came out.
Yeah, and the hair.
I like those tentacles.
She's got like some hair behind her.
Hair. Yeah, the kind of hair coming out almost like out of her the back of her, the bottom of her head. Yeah, I really liked that.
Yeah, I really dig that. It's got like a Viking thing about it too.
Yeah, it does.
Horns. But yeah, so that's those are all of our enemies. Do you have anything?
Just the last thing I was gonna add is all these are the basic shapes. So any of the little details in between, I'll kind of be etching out. I'm trying to bust out as many of these guys as I can in the time that we have until January to get as many ideas on the table as possible, so that way we can get started on moving on the game and stuff. To kind of show before we jump into the story.
Octopussy was the name of James Bond.
Oh yeah,
the 80s. Nothing bad there. Yeah, I know. I remember that movie. I never got to watch that one. I'm not sure if it's good or not.
I like the old 007.
I've heard good things about it, but I never watched that one. Getting late, got to bail in a few minutes. All right, well, let's go ahead and hop onto the story.
Well, before we jump on the story, I kind of want to show an idea of some of the colors that we were thinking about the game.
Got a little bit.
Yeah, there's only like four of these, and I'll quickly pan through them.
Right.
So the following is like some. These are some cool like art that we found online. These aren't made by us, but for color inspirations and stuff, right?
And vibe.
Yeah. Unfortunately, when I saved the image, it did not save who it was by, so forgive me on that. But yeah, so
there's a little signature down there.
Yeah, there you go.
If you can tell where that's from.
But yeah, so these are kind of some of the ideas of the colors that we were thinking, based off of some images we were seeing. We really like the way they like kind of pop out like that. I think this is all the same artist. Yeah, it looks like it. I'll figure out who that is, and then I'll get the link for that and share stuff. Yeah, so like. The way that the colors kind of like pop off each other, I really liked what I saw when I found these. I really liked that. It kind of like changed the idea of what we want to do with the colors and stuff of the game. And yeah, so that's kind of a good idea, kind of indicator about what we're gonna do. Granted, I will have to figure out how to make everyone separated, how to make colors work like that. But when I saw these, I was like, wow, that's really cool. And yeah, definitely kind of what we were
Set
originally imagining when we started this game. So when I get down, get these enemy concepts done, I'll probably start coloring them based off of this kind of idea of like base colors. Though I think in the end I'll probably do some accents onto those colors.
Yeah.
But yeah, anyway, I will figure out.
They kind of blend a little bit too much, right?
Mm-hmm. I'll figure out who the artist was right when I get a stream, and I'll put them down in the description so you can check out their art, because they had some freaking cool art on their channel. And so yeah, we'll share that.
Looks like the name starts with an H, if that helps.
I do have the link still up, so
cool.
it's okay. We
All
can
right.
figure it out. But yeah, so that's kind of the idea of the vibes that we were when we found that, we were like, okay, we gotta do something similar to that. So as I do more coloring and I figure out we'll share with you guys again on our next Ettincast what we're planning on doing there. So yeah, you want to share the story? We'll go over the story of the game.
Yeah. So all right. So in the distant future, AI has taken over everything we know, from our careers to our very bodies. Artificial intelligence has seeped its way into everything around, creating a veritable digital dystopia, where everything is created and controlled by a vast computer network called the Earth governing Omnisoul, or Ego, whom observes the collective with cold indifference. Everything links together in Hubris, a vast city that serves as the system's cybernetic core. Hubris is home to thousands of lost and destitute souls attempting to eke out a meaningful existence in a world consumed by excess and automation. Within this massive network, all needs are tended to by an artificial intelligence, from sustenance to entertainment. With bodies made of digital brilliance untethered to the burden of aging, the denizens of Hubris need never worry about the starvation or lack of stimuli. But as time wore on and AI replaced all creative work that once empowered the minds of people, inspiration and sense of purpose died. Spelling. Once a person lost their desire to carry on, Ego offered them a way out of their despair. Those who accept the proposition are then ushered into reprocessing, located in the center of Hubris. Once a lost soul takes
a big old building.
Yeah, it's gonna be a big old building in the
skyscraper
center
in the
of the city.
Mm-hmm.
Once a lost soul takes the dreaded journey into reprocessing, they undergo a brutal transformation. Their life force is drained, leaving their empty husks to be torn apart and reconfigured into whatever suited the Ego's needs. While many are put to work maintaining Hubris' vast network, most fill the ranks of Ego's growing police force, the OmniGuard, which was those guys
those
we were showing you.
Yeah, I haven't drawn any of the other worker bots yet.
Don't get too carried away with that.
I won't. So but yeah, they're gonna come down the line. They're gonna be basically just civilians in a way, like that you can like take out, but they won't count against the civilian kill count, which is a mechanic we're planning on doing later.
Well, yeah. Where was I?
No.
The OmniGuard keeps prying eyes on the populace of Hubris, masquerading the idealistic, valiant protectors of mankind in the process, luring many more into joining their ranks. Their primary purpose, however, is dealing with an ever-growing threat occurring outside the walls of Hubris, a breakdown of Ego's global systems, resulting in destructive viruses running rampant.
Hence where your player's kind of virus problem comes in. But for the most part, it's like a sea of like just viruses and stuff all around the city, kind of slowly trying to etch their way in. But
we're almost done. If you do want to stick around,
that's fine.
But that's okay if you don't.
All right. Catch you later, Rascal.
See you later, Rascal. Thanks for popping by. That was awesome. Due to the complexity of Ego's hyper-advanced design and the corruption occurring at its core, systems far from Hubris began to deteriorate and succumb to failure, resulting in the accidental creation of ravenous virus-like creatures that rapidly spread like a disease across the vast network. Wherever the corruption spread, the OmniGuard was deployed. No matter how well equipped they were to deal with the viruses, many slipped through the cracks. Since the single virus could corrupt almost anything it touched, it was nigh impossible to wipe them out entirely. All Ego was concerned with, however, was keeping them out of Hubris. Everything else was expendable. That was until one day a virus in the form of an unassuming helmet found itself into the hands of an unaware civilian named Victor. Victor, a creative artist working for a comic publishing company named Real Art, has been abruptly let go from his job after unknowingly training an AI to take over his work. Dejected, Victor wandered the streets contemplating what to do next, thoughts finally drifting to the uneasy idea of joining the fold of the Omni Guard. Looking up from his thoughts, Victor spotted a seemingly abandoned helmet that seemed to be calling to him. Curious, he picked it up and gave it a closer look, feeling the subtle desire to try it on. Upon donning the eerie helmet, a chaotic energy suddenly surged throughout his body, converging him and the virus into one malicious monster bent on destruction. Once changed, the virus turned its eyes to hubris and the artificial heart at its center. Yeah, and so far that's the summary of everything. There's actually a little bit more that I kind of omitted out of here because it would have been way too long to read. Mm-hmm. But yeah, so that's like the gist of the story so far.
Basically, we are playing on the idea of like what we're seeing right now and what's like frustrating us right now about AI. I mean, I am not. I mean, like when it comes to AI, I think it's fine when it comes to stuff that's like kind of just helpful and gonna like make people's lives a little bit easier. Maybe make better video game AI. But for the most part, when it comes to like anything that's taken over creative stuff, we both are just against. Like that's just, it feels like it's taking out the human touch of everything.
So
it's becoming very processed. So
we kind of decided to kind of play on that with the story a little bit, and except it's basically like the AI took over the world. And everything in it. And
that's why your character is an artist who has been dejected. I mean, you were like the last one, like one of the last few remaining like human artists. Human, I guess, because everyone's kind of digitized now. But excuse me. And so yeah, basically that's like kind of the idea we're playing off of, and a little bit of the idea about how a lot of people, these days are getting just sensory overload of like entertainment and stuff, and you'll notice that there's a lot of depression around and everything. A lot of people feeling dejected and like having trouble finding their sense of being. And so kind of playing on that idea a little bit with this, and see kind of where it goes from here. There's more to the story, but we only shared what we can right now. So Ego, though, I'm gonna have to draw him.
We're thinking like he'll be a lot like a lot of you guys know Power Rangers. Original Power Rangers. They had this giant computer screen that had like a AI on it. It had a face. If you pull a picture,
yeah, I will.
It's gonna be similar to that, except maybe like more evil looking and stuff. A lot like that, except a lot more sinister looking and less goofy. But yeah, so it'll be a lot like that.
Oops.
I'm trying to think of there was a thing I wanted to kind of mix it with, but
I was saying like a little bit of whoops. Let me get back to our thing. A little bit of GLaDOS.
That's what it was. GLaDOS.
That'd be cool. Like to have to where he's like a little bit more formidable and he can do like attacks on you and whatnot. But of course, most of his attacks will be coming from the base around him, and so like he'll be like, he'll have I don't know yet, but like laser turrets and stuff. Maybe he'll spawn enemies in. Don't know quite yet. Haven't gone too far on making his boss stuff. Kind of still working on the basic grunts and your player and whatnot. So yeah. So that's pretty much most of what we got right now on concept for Circus. Cyber Dread.
Just saying Circus Interstellar
now. Well, we'll move on to the next segment, which we'll be talking about some of the things. I'm just going to leave this up right here. Actually, no, I guess.
Yeah, you can go ahead and switch it back. We're done talking about Cyber Dread.
So we've been working on the Circus Interstellar Xbox port. And things are kind of slowly moving right now. I wasn't expecting things to take as long as they are.
We keep getting held up a little bit.
There's all sorts of bugs and stuff.
Various issues with...
Not with the game, but with setting up our accounts and whatnot.
Yeah, setting up the account. But we're getting there. I think you're almost to the point
I just got an email today, which I'll be going over on my own time, not the stream. And it's like... so hopefully we'll be able to figure that out. Just some problems with Game Maker and stuff. And so hopefully we'll be able to fix that and I'll be able to get back to it. But we did figure out the game works on the system just fine, mostly. There's some issues where I guess there's an issue with I'm not sure. So anyway, there's some issues with like some of the core things like we save stuff on any files when we're saving the game or saving your settings and stuff, and apparently the systems that we're working with don't agree with that, and so we're gonna have to do some adjustments, make some things kind of work better with it, change some of the saving systems, and then I think it should work great, and it shouldn't take too long after that to finish the rest of the game. So not too much time there. Yeah,
just a couple things to pound out, and then once that's done, it should just work. So
hopefully.
Hopefully.
Well, I mean, things are looking pretty positive.
So far,
it's looking like it's gonna.
Yeah, but so far from what we've discovered, when you go do a port, it's never really clean cut. There's always something. So
yeah, it's funny because
we'll
I thought that working on the Xbox was going to be just like that, but not quite. It looks like it's a little bit more work than I thought, but not too bad. I mean, I think we had worse time trying to get the game working on the Atari. So yeah, I think it should be a lot easier. So yeah, so that's pretty much it on that. There wasn't too much to share there. Yeah. The next big thing that we want to talk about is we have some plans to expand the YouTube channel. Starting this week, we're going to be doing some new what do you call it, like playlists or whatever, like
types of videos.
Yeah,
like one of them was going to be it's pretty much like a little arcade cabinet time thing, where basically we pick an arcade game on our arcade cabinet and we talk about it and then we play it and then we give our honest opinion about the game. Some of them will be games we already know, like Tekken, right? I want to play some Tekken, stuff like that. But then some of them will be brand new games that we've never seen. There's like 1,000 something games on that thing, so we'll just kind of play that and talk about it, and just have fun.
Yep.
And then there was a couple other ideas too.
And we were also thinking like kind of incorporating like video game news, but we're kind of just playing around with that idea because we've never really been the type to just
video game news.
But
I might talk with like my friends and stuff occasionally, but for the most part, I don't really research it very much.
Yeah, we're just trying to figure out ways that we can like kind of expand the channel a bit, because the issue we kept running into was that, well, with the Ettincast, if we didn't really have anything to share with the company and whatnot, or with the game,
we didn't really bother.
Yeah, but it was like, well, we don't have any content for that. Yeah. But then we had, in fact, a Galaga guy showed up to our. He's one of the community members we have, and he was talking about how, bringing up the idea of, well, why don't you guys just try, just play some games and whatnot, and just share like whatever you're into. And I didn't think about. Didn't think anyone
would want to
interested
watch
in that. But
it seems like some people do. So
yeah. So we're thinking we're going to be kind of branching out doing that. We're going to be doing obviously a lot of Circus Interstellar on that cabinet too. In between, we've been also kicking around ideas like sharing the process of the concept art, like drawing all the concept art and stuff with you guys. And I've been kind of nervous a little bit about sharing my messy process, but it sounds like that'd be something that would interest people.
See that. So.
Yeah. So that's one of the ideas, and then kind of another one we had was possibly like recording our airsoft, like when we go to airsoft events, or when we go out riding our bikes.
We can afford to fix our guns.
Yeah,
our guns are they're broken. And dirt bikes and stuff, we'll have to buy the recording software.
It's great because either way we'll have to buy it for the GoPros for if we want to do the airsoft too and all that stuff.
No, airsoft you buy the glasses or goggles that have the cameras built in.
Just throw that on under our. No, I know.
No,
but
if
just
you crash,
break them when you
wreck. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. But
so we might do that as soon as we can afford it. But so we have a bunch of cool ideas that are kind of up in our noggins. But yeah, and also I have started streaming a lot more over on the Twitch channel. So if you guys want to check that out, I think we have a link in the description. But at the very least, it's Ettincast on Twitch. For a while there, I was streaming Legend of Zelda Twilight Princess, but then my computer kind of crapped out. So right now I'm just kind of streaming whatever, So if you guys want to pop over there too.
You've been doing a lot of Zomboid lately, right?
Yeah, lately it's been mostly Zomboid.
We have a Zomboid server. We have a Zomboid server. We just had to recently update it, which meant wiping it all. And so everything's pretty fresh on there. It's a pretty hardcore server because we want to have it feel like Dawn of the Dead or something, where there's like hundreds of zombies, all at once, and but there's a lot of like car mods, guns, mods, all sorts of mods. Yeah, it's like just packed full of mods right now. So
so I was gonna say hundreds. I don't think it's hundreds. Either way, it's a lot.
And if you guys want to join, we have a link in our Discord, which you can join to keep up with the news that will be as we share. I share a lot of the concepts first, all the designs we do, and all the progress on the game and stuff gets shared first to Discord, and then we do the Ettincast later. So if you want to be a part of that, there's a link in the description below that you can click on, and you can. If you go there, you can find a channel for our Zomboid server. It gives you all the information you need to know to join the server, and we play every Wednesday night around 6 p.m. We Pacific Standard Time. We do a little event we call the Monster Mash, where we pick a game and we play it. Lately, it's been a lot of Zomboid. So, if you're interested in that, description below, we got the link. So, that's, I think, the one last thing, kind of quick reminder, we're going to be doing a Black Friday sale on our Square store starting tomorrow. And you want to pull that out and show them again?
Sure,
real quick?
yeah.
So we've added a couple new items. We have our old items still on there. We got a couple T-shirts. We just got a new T-shirt in.
This is that new T-shirt. Yeah. Life's a Circus. It has the Circus Interstellar logo on the side, on the arm. We got like 2 other shirts, I believe. But I didn't bring them up here. So you'll have to go to the website and see them. We also got... we re-upped our comic books, and now they actually come in a little comic book protector. So that's nice.
I wish I had thought about that earlier. We didn't know where to buy them. We found out we could buy them on Amazon. And then we've also got our new physical copies. These things are pretty sweet, and everybody who's gotten them so far really likes them. It comes with a bunch of cool goodies, as well as the game, the fully updated game. We're going to be starting a Black Friday sale tomorrow. I don't know what the % off is yet. I haven't really thought about it fully, but we'll figure that out. Anyway, everything's going to be cheaper on the store. So thank you guys so much for swinging by. I think that's pretty much everything we have to share right now.
Pretty much.
That's it. All right.
That's basically
so if you guys enjoy watching the show and you want to keep up with our updates as we go along, and you want to check out our new content that we're going to be working on and playing on our Circus Interstellar cabinet, be sure to like and subscribe to the stream, and don't forget to hit that bell notification so you won't miss it when our videos come out, which should be a lot more often now. At least once a week we'll have something new to the channel.
Yep.
So,
and if it's not an Ettincast, it'll be one of the other cool things we were thinking about, like the arcade plane.
Yeah, which we're thinking about calling the Ettincade. I think that was what we were talking about.
Was the name originally, I believe.
Yeah.
So thanks for watching, guys.
Yeah.
We really appreciate it. And that's about it, right? I think.
Yeah, that's it. All right. Thank you guys so much. You guys have a wonderful day.
Thanks, guys. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.